On this episode of the Globe Sports Corner, we take a deep dive into the fresh start to the men's basketball season, looking back at last year and seeing what changes the team has made to get off on the right foot for 2024. We'll talk record-breaking performances on the hardwood, the Everns Financial Student Athlete of the Week, and of course, your Maple Leaf Minute. All that and more up next on the Globe Sports Corner. Joining you from the Globe Studios on the campus of Goshen College, my name is Collin Echols saying welcome to another episode of the Globe Sports Corner. Buckle up because we have a loaded show, so let's get started. Since our last episode, Maple Leaf Athletics has been full of historic moments. Let's run through some of those top headlines. Going back 2 weeks to the season opener of women's basketball, the Leafs got off to a blistering start under first-year head coach Tyra Carver with a full sweep of the Ruth Gunning Classic. Their first win came over the University of Michigan Dearborn by a score of 116-63. That marks the second most points scored in program history. The team also tallied 34 assists in that contest, which is the most since the NAIA started keeping single-game stats in 2003. Zion Neat and Paula Farah-Nola each scored 25 in that win. Nola only had 26 points in all of last season's games combined. Of course, the basketball action doesn't stop there. Men's basketball broke their 38-game losing streak with a dominant 113-95 win over Kuiper College on November 6th. The team set a school record with 26 made three-pointers, which is also tied for the third most in NAIA history and the most by a team since 2020. The 113 points was also the most for the team in any game since 2017. And of course, how about cross country continuing to find success this season? The women's team placed 5th in the Crossroads League Championships last Saturday. Mercy Chibet finished 8th individually and earned all conference honors. For the men's team, Matthew Catani placed 4th individually to boost the team to a 6th place overall finish. Catani also made the all-conference list. The women's team as a whole and Catani punched their tickets to the NAIA Cross Country National Championships. Those races will be on November 22nd in Columbia, Missouri. After the break, we'll take a more in-depth look at the men's basketball team and see what off-season adjustments the program has made to try and turn things around in the 2024 season. That and more up next on the Globe Sports Corner.
Do you dream of a place to belong, to begin your journey, and to believe in something bigger than yourself? A place where you aren't lost in the crowd, but are part of the team. Communication professionals are in high demand, and Goshen College will give you the tools and hands-on experience to transform your passions into a rewarding career. Begin your career in journalism and be an agent of change at the best college newspaper in the state of Indiana, The Record. Begin a filmmaking career with 5 Core Media and work on Emmy-winning productions that propel graduates to Hollywood and beyond. And take our Semester in LA program to get a jump start in the industry. Begin your career as a public relations major, one of the fastest growing professions in the country. Begin a rewarding broadcasting career on the air at 91.1 The Globe, the best college radio station in the nation. Be a DJ, host TV shows, and broadcast live sports. Believe in yourself and make it possible at Goshen College.
Welcome back to the Globe Sports Corner. Men's basketball is in full swing for the 2024 season, and it's been a solid start so far. But last season, well, it left a lot to be desired. Lily Herrera gives us the inside look on what changes the team has made to reset for this year.
As the fall athletics come to an end, the winter sports prepare to begin their season, and the Goshen College men's basketball team is no exception. The men's 2023-24 season was a rough outing, going 0-28. But despite coming into this new season with last year's record hanging over their head, the team is determined to turn things around.
I think before the season, we definitely emphasized building a strong culture and, recognizing what happened last year and trying to be, the agents of change and turning that around.
Last year, we were young. We had, 9 freshmen? Yeah, 9 freshmen. So we were young, and everybody's just like, oh, I'm just here to play basketball. This year it's completely different. Our mindset's completely different. It's changed a lot.
With this year's team having 7 returners, those who were around for last season share the significant changes that they began to implement in practice this year.
It was a lot of grit and grind, of course, but I say like mostly we worked on just like getting that experience in. Like we have like 8 new transfers, 10 new transfers, something like that, something wild. So we worked on like getting experience, and just like our hard work and dedication to the sport.
The most noticeable thing is definitely the amount of players on the team. So it's been definitely more emphasized for everybody to, monitor like the reps that they're getting and making sure they're getting in so that everybody can be on the same page for, games and stuff like that.
Along with these improvements in practice, the players have also created some goals to achieve in this new athletic season.
To start the year, we came up with a word that was like our, like the word for our team and like how we respond to everything, and it was unity. So we say that every time we break down before games, before practices, and we just make sure that we have something to guide us.
We're trying to get to at least 10 wins for sure. Obviously, win would be very big for not just the school, but also as like for us as a team and like individual humans.
With the renewed focus and clear goals, the GC men's basketball team moves forward to promote success throughout the 2024-25 season.
Closing the game, late moments against Concordia, like we were up probably 5 points with like 5 minutes left, and we just gave the game away. Just like closing those last moments is very big for us.
I think that would be the biggest thing, like everybody trusting each other and the coaches as well, for sure.
Reporting for Globe Sports, I'm Liliana Herrera.
We'll get into the success that the team has found in the young season here in a few, so stay tuned. All I'll say is this team has the makings to be pretty exciting. We'll step aside for a quick break. When we come back, I'll be joined in the studio by Judah Simfukwe, one of the leaders for the men's basketball team, to talk shop about this year's squad. That and more still to come on the Globe Sports Corner.
So you just graduated from Goshen College? What experiences prepared you for this job?
Where do I begin?
Welcome back to the Globe Sports Corner. Joining me in the studio is Judah Simfukwe, a junior guard on the GC men's basketball team. Judah, thank you so much for coming to do this with me.
Thanks for having me.
So before we get into the season, I really want to jump back to the end of last year. You guys finished 0-28, which is, I would assume, pretty far away from where everybody wanted to finish. But kind of walk me through from a player perspective, what were your thoughts? What was kind of the overall team reaction at the end of that season?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough season. It was definitely a growing season. That season, we have a majority of freshmen playing, a lot of new guys. And then we didn't have much size, so when you kind of get that combination between lack of size and then a lot of young guys, it's hard when you go against teams that have guys that have been on teams 3-4 years, and then NAIA Crossroads League is also known to have a lot of D1 bounce backs. So again, you're going up against guys that have played the game for a while. So.
And a season like that could very well break a team apart. But you guys, 7 of you guys came back to play again this year.
Yeah.
What kind of guy kept you together throughout the offseason and kind of helped you guys progress and turn the lens to this season?
Yeah, I mean, again, by no means were we satisfied by that record. And just the fact that we knew we were going to get more guys in. And I think a lot of us came to Goshen to kind of flip the script in terms of winning. So I think we were all just motivated and hungry. Like, that's not how we wanted to go off. And we knew we had a better chance with a lot of the guys we had coming in this year, so that was definitely a big part of it.
And the roster this year looks a lot bit different than it did last year. Like I said, 7 returners, but you have 11 newcomers, 10 of which are transfers, 1 true freshman. What was it like kind of leading up to the beginning of the season, having to rebuild a bond with a bunch of new guys and kind of develop that team chemistry in a pretty short amount of time?
Yeah, I mean, it helped. It went pretty quick for us, just because it also helped a lot of those guys had played together. Whether that was junior college or high school, a lot of those guys have already played together, so they already had that chemistry. And then it was just the other guys who haven't kind of trying to build into that. So it was pretty quick, and it's looking good so far.
Earlier this year, I talked to Coach Capps, and he talked about not focusing on too much last year. I believe the way he put it was comparison is a thief of joy. Obviously, that mindset has paid off pretty well for you guys. A 2-3 start to the year. Kind of talk about what you've seen, what's different about this team compared to last year that has brought you that success in a very young season.
Yeah, I think experience is huge. We have guys who have played college basketball who are coming in this year and helping us in a lot of ways. I think we have guys that are taking shots. Maybe last year we would have had guys that were kind of scared to take shots or guys who wouldn't force it. And this year we have guys who are just fearless, who are able to take the shots. We have some bigger guards who are able to defend, bigger guards on other teams. So we've kind of just increased that aspect in a lot of ways, which has helped us a lot.
And from game 1 to current, I think you guys have developed well. Seem to be getting better and better every game. A record-breaking performance against Kuiper, 26 threes, which was incredible. Talk about some of the guys that have kind of come around as leaders, be it yourself, some of the newcomers as well.
Yeah, I think for me, one of our biggest leaders is DJ, and whether he's on the court, off the court, at home, having his baby, like he's always invested in the team. He's always getting us better. And then I've been impressed with like Reek, Dre, Richard, all guys who have came in, and they're all guys who could realistically try to go for 30 every night. They're all guys who are really skilled, who can score the basketball. But they've really adapted and bought into what we're doing, and I think that's been really important to this team and helped us in a lot of ways.
You talked about that tough Crossroads League schedule. It's right around the corner next Wednesday at Bethel. Just one more road game before then. What are the expectations? What are you guys trying to iron out right before that Crossroads League schedule starts?
Man, yeah, we're just trying to iron out kind of doing what we know, controlling what you can control. So effort, energy, and then just being consistent. I think against some of the teams that aren't in conference, you can kind of get away with, like, you play a bad half and then you play a good half and you win the game. Against conference, you kind of have to play a good game the whole game if you want to make it close and get a win. So I think just consistency, being able to control what we can control, having energy and effort will be key.
Judah, once again, thank you so much for coming to sit down and do this with me.
Appreciate
Excited to see what happens for you guys for the rest of the season.
Yes,
It's
sir.
looking like it's going to be pretty exciting.
Looking forward to it.
Up next, we'll wrap up the show with the Everns Financial Student Athlete of the Week and, of course, the Maple Leaf Minute. But first, we will take a quick break. You're watching the Globe Sports Corner.
Goshen College. Everyone's at home here. Students from around the world and down the street find inspiration and lifelong friends in our unique, supportive community, right here in northern Indiana. Cutting-edge academics, real-world learning, and small, personalized classes make the difference, all surrounded by world-class culture and championship sports. Most importantly, it all leads to a record of amazing outcomes in diverse fields of study. From pre-med to social work, broadcasting to accounting, schedule your campus visit today at goshen.edu/visit.
Welcome back to the Globe Sports Corner. I said at the beginning of the show that this entire episode was going to be packed full of men's basketball content. In this segment, well, it's no different. It's time for the Everns Financial Student Athlete of the Week. This week, the award goes to Andre Bradford, a transfer fifth-year guard on the Maple Leaf men's basketball team. In the Leafs' record-setting win over Kuiper College last Wednesday, Bradford was 7 of 9 from three-point range and finished with a massive 25 points, which is nearly double his average of 14 points per game. Bradford also boasts the second highest three-point percentage in the entire Crossroads League at 50%. His efforts have helped to boost the men's basketball team to a 2-3 start in the young season. A big congratulations to Bradford for his performances so far this year. We look forward to seeing more of them throughout the rest of the season. With the last 2 weeks of GC Athletics fully recapped, it's time to look at the upcoming weekend sports with your Maple Leaf Minute. Let's turn it over to our very own Alyssa McDonald. Alyssa, take us through the busy week ahead.
Thanks, Collin. Tomorrow, Saturday the 16th, is a very busy day for a number of teams. First, Goshen College men's and women's bowling are headed to Sandusky, Ohio, and it may be a roller coaster of a day, but not at Cedar Point, as the Leafs travel to the Falcon Classic. Later in the day, GC men's basketball returns to the court at 3 as they take on Cleary University at Lansing Community College. Finishing off the action on Saturday is women's basketball as they head to Aquinas College in Grand Rapids, Michigan, with tip-off at 5:30. On Wednesday the 20th, conference play starts for both basketball teams on the road, and what better way to start than with some US 20 Cup action. First, the women take on the Bethel Pilots at 5:30, with the men scheduled to tip off after that game at 7:30. We'll have play-by-play coverage for both games on 91.1 The Globe. And a week from today, it's the NAIA National Championships for both men's and women's cross country in Columbus, Missouri. The men start racing at 11:30 and the women at 12:30. Good luck to all of our runners. Collin, that will do it for the next week in GC Athletics. And as always, good luck to all our athletes, and go Leafs.
Thank you, Alyssa. That is going to wrap up this week's episode of the Globe Sports Corner. Don't forget, you can find daily content from the Globe on all of our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and X, all at 911 The Globe, or find us on the internet at globeradio.org. And of course, if you're on the go, you can take the Globe with you via the Globe Radio app so you don't miss a beat. It's available on the App Store for both Apple and Android devices. Check back in 2 weeks for the next episode. For all the Globe staff, for Alyssa McDonald, my name is Collin Echols. Thank you for watching another Globe Sports Corner.